OCO, what's up, beautiful souls? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Mamina. You can call me Mamina for short, or Divine Starseed. We're going to get into this collective message focusing on the divine masculine energy, who's dealing with a lot of heaviness and a lot of conflicts. It's a lot going on. We're going to hop right on into the cards because I already know once we get into the cards, it's going to be a lot of channeling. I'm going to be using one of my favorite decks. This is the Adventures Tarot, the Empress Edition. And you might be thinking, why are you using the Empress Edition? Just trust me. Just go with it, okay? But before we get into anything, do remember that this is a collective message. Only take what resonates to and for you. Leave what doesn't. Be you the divine masculine themselves watching, or this is your person or someone close to you that you're dealing with. We're going to get into what's in the hidden and what's happening in the shadow so that we can clarify. And the reason I'm stating that is because this deck came with a lot of cards and I was divinely guided to divide it. So a lot of times when I'm using this deck, the cards that repeat, the colors are different and I pick up different energies based on those colors. Normally it's just confirming something I'm already seeing. So we're gonna hop right on into the message. I don't want to keep you guys too long. Don't be shocked if the divine masculine is kind of like going through some ish for a while, as they need to pretty much, like, for lack of a better word, banish and purge a lot of energy out of their system. I'm filming this on Saturday, but I might actually premiere it on Monday so that that Saturn energy is strong in the message. And I just want you guys to be aware of that. That's the intensities that I'm getting here, okay? Woo. Let's get right on into it. Off the bat, we have adversity. A lot of adversity. Okay, so we're going to do a little visualization here because I really want you guys to understand. Wow, and at the bottom of the deck, adversity again. I really want you guys to understand what's happening. So, for starters, this involves matters of the heart. Something the masculine cares about, or someone's pulling on their heartstrings. Kind of like, if you notice the gradients here, I always love to read the gradients in this deck. And in the corners, we have these darker shades of blue. Right, they're very faint, and then we have a lot of this green, and it starts to get a little lighter as we get around where the blades are, and the blades are kind of shadowed out. So there's a decision that this masculine needs to make, and they're feeling very conflicted on how to go about it because of the adversities that are arising from it just overall. It's one of those things where it's like, okay, I feel like if I do something, I'm gonna be damned if I do, damned if I don't kind of energy. But what they don't seem to realize is they're going to need to make a move regardless. They have to purge something out of their systems. A lot of the adversity they're going through is unnecessary. So some of it is for their growth. Some of it is because they have karmic traits they got to get rid of. They have old belief systems that need to evolve. But there's also unnecessary adversity happening here, like conflicts that are taking place that are completely avoidable, but because they won't make certain moves or certain decisions, or maybe they're not thinking before they make decisions, it's just leading to more problems. On the surface, they act like everything's fine. If not acting like they're fine, then they could be showing out a bit, like being moody, very moody. Don't be shocked if the masculine energy is moody for like maybe the next 2 to 3 weeks from when you see this. This is a timeless reading, but just don't be shocked if like they have these mood swings on and off, just coming and going. But if you look in their eyes, the eyes are communicating what the heart is really trying to say. It's just having a hard time. They're having a hard time mentally accepting what it is that they feel they need to do. So what I'm seeing right now with these two blades is I want you to picture the Two of Swords, for those of you who are familiar with the tarot. But instead of the swords being crossed over the chest, which normally in my channeling can translate as them guarding themselves, or it's right before they make a cut, like right before they cut something out. Instead, I'm seeing it crossed over their midsection, right where the solar plex would be underneath the breastplate. So this means the solar plex energy, the energy that helps them to illuminate, helps them to feel centered, is imbalanced, or something is making them guard that space, which means instead of coming off confident, they could be coming off very insecure, or at least lashing out from an insecure place. And I feel like this is triggered by someone or something. So the decision here, there's two decisions, and for some of these masculines, both are a necessity. On one hand, it's getting centered again. So instead of, imagine the swords are sheathed on their side and their hands are crossed over each other at their midsection, at their solar plex. Now they can choose to unsheathe those swords, and the moment they do, they're unsheathing it like this, which means they're slicing something away, cutting something out, right? Or they can choose to leave the swords sheathed, release the handles, and just focus on grounding themselves. Put their hands together in like a namaste position and focus on grounding themselves. For some masculine, grounding is the first move. For others, something's got to get cut. The vast majority here, both are a necessity. They have to be centered as they cut something loose, meaning they can't be so easily triggered by whomever, whatever this is that's creating this problem here. Otherwise, it's just going to add on to it. Detachment is necessary. I always tell you guys there's a difference between detachment and disconnection. Okay? And whatever this toxic thing is they're dealing with, this clouding up the heart, it's the crown wants to communicate. See these darker purples up here? The crown wants to communicate to the third eye, but it's not reaching. So they could be having dreams, they could be having visions. Their intuition is trying to peep them to game, and they're ignoring it. They're listening, they're like half-ass listening, like, oh, I'll listen to this part, but not that part. Some of this could be, and look, the birds are cheap. Yeah. Some of this message when you hear birds cheep, chirp like that was really close to my window, and the tree it's right like over in the other yard, and that sounded like it parked on my window. So message, they're receiving messages, they're hearing them to a degree, and it's like, I want to go about this the way that I think I should go about this, and that's backfiring. For others, they're just thinking they're tripping, like, nah, it can't be that, or that person can't be doing the same thing they did before. Like, I caught them before, why would they do it again? Something about that. Let's hop into the next part of this. But this is giving me heart energy. I'm communicating through my eyes. So even when the face looks cold, something about their eyes give away how they really feel. When they look like they have it all together in the face, the eyes is showing I really don't have it together. The adversity at the bottom of the deck is confirming the communication, like the heart needing to communicate. And then we have this creative energy back here. So someone could be, your masculine could be feeling, or if you are the masculine, you could be feeling creatively stuck. Like stuck, I can't think, I can't get something done. I need to get it done, but I can't seem to get it done because this adversity that's supposed to be helping you for growth, other things are getting sucked into it that are just halting the process of growth. It's more, like I said, not all adversity is necessary. And that's hard sometimes for humans to kind of like grasp, because you've been taught that so many things are just a part of the human experience. No, some things are an invention of humans as an experience to make excuses for like effed up ish. And I feel like somebody's manipulating this masculine either with a situation or a person, but we're going to get into the hidden. We're going to get into this hidden. Something in the dark wants to come to light. Something in the dark wants to come to light. Monstrosity. There's a snake. There's a snake in the midst. So here's what I'm getting. This could be a feminine or a masculine energy for the divine masculine. So this could be like a frenemy, a fanemy, an ex. There's a person that does really sneaky things in the shadow. The divine is trying to shine a light on it. You see how the green appears more of a toxic yellowish color. It gets brighter and brighter. It's like they're trying to shine the light, like this is what's corrupting you. This is what's getting in the way. You need to purify this energy. This can also be a part of their energy. There could be something in their energy that they need to clear up, and they're not. Something in their energy needs to be purified, needs to transform, and they're kind of holding on. Out of familiarity, it feels. But I'm sensing a person that manipulates their emotions, but they know this about this person. It might be hidden what they're, like, let's say they're talking behind their back and they're saying crazy things about them, or, crazy implications. It's like, this person is sneaky masculine. This individual ain't no good. But somehow either through family, because you know how sometimes people break up with people but they're still cool with family, or there are friends you don't f with no more but they're still messing with, the family don't sometimes family doesn't understand loyalty. It's one thing if two people stop talking and it wasn't that deep, like it was petty and it was none of your business, you're still all right with the person, but you just, at the end of the day, you make sure they respect your peoples. Though this is more like whoever this is was known for doing poisonous things or foul things, and oh, you gotta forgive and forget. So that's why this could also be a family member, because family likes to do that ish a lot, like, oh, but your blood, you have to forgive and forget. In the shadows, they're doing some sneaky, snaky stuff. I'm also getting Medusa vibes. And though she has snake for hair, I don't always get Medusa for the monstrosity card, but I'm getting it here. And so what that tells me is somebody was wronged and their heart started turning to stone, which would explain the blacks that are standing out in those deep blues and the shadows standing out here. Somebody was wrong. Their heart got kind of stonish. They might have acted out or done something cruel in the midst of that, and this person was able to play victim. Frenemy, fanemy, somebody that's not good for you. Someone's not good for you. And I just got a notification as I said that, another like chime of message, like heed the message, hear the message. So their actions may be in the shadows, but this being someone that the masculine's already suspicious of, if you're their divine feminine or if you're a close friend of them, you're already suspicious of who this person is. They've already done some things anyway. Some things they've done in the past have come to light, and you just can't seem to understand. If you know this person's no good, why are you going through trouble with them? Like, why? And it's some type of obligation. If this is a karmic, there could be, again, family that, oh, I liked him or her for you better. Oh, but well, y'all don't talk, but that don't mean. And it's different if the ending was like, because people, gotta be adults about stuff. If the ending was just, we don't get along. We were arguing all the time. They good peoples, but I can't mess with them. Okay, that's one thing. But this is like, people know that this individual did this masculine dirty. So it's like, why are you being loyal to someone that y'all know is a snake? And believing lies that they tell when you know they spit venom. And I'm hearing venom from Eminem. Venom, like, this person talks venom. They're poisonous. Yeah, we have that same... See what I mean about the gradients? We have that same blackish blue in the background here. Like poisoning someone's stability, poisoning someone's mind, keeping them in the dark, keeping them in the shadow, playing innocent later. But there's something about their demeanor and something about their overall... This energy has to be purified. It needs to go. That's just point blank and period. We also have the dragon flipped over, darken out as well, and the dragon can represent a lot of treasures coming in. This person is blocking a lot of blessings. They purposely... And here's the thing, when people say, well, no one can block your blessings, I keep it a buck with y'all. When you are not in your divine energy, when you have negative thoughts, when you yourself don't believe that you can have that kind of wealth and prosperity, when you yourself don't believe that you have this kind of protection watching over you in the hidden, you're damn right somebody can come in and manipulate that energy. Why wouldn't they be able to? You are an influencer. People around you are influencers. This is why we say your tribe is your vibe. If you're hanging with someone that's a snake, okay, they did you dirty in the past for some reason, for whatever reason, you feel like you have to stay obligated to this individual, masculine or feminine. They keep doing you wrong. You keep getting bad vibes. You are getting every sign that your guardians and guides can send to you to stop messing with that energy. You keep messing with it anyway. What you think gonna happen? What do you think's gonna, like, realistically? Sometimes people just gotta like think in hindsight. Realistically, what's gonna happen if you keep tolerating that energy? And if they're into some type of darkness or look, they're gonna feel what they feel wholeheartedly. This is why sometimes wicked things seem to get ahead of positive things, not because it's more powerful, but it believes in what it's doing wholeheartedly, while the good guy, or the quote unquote, you could say, hero of the story, goes through the I don't know, but what if, and then one resolve is stronger than the other, and the one with the strongest resolve is the easiest to become the manipulator and manipulate the energies around them. And there are two ways to manipulate energy: when you're in flow and you influence things in a positive way, right? And when you're in negativity and you influence things in a negative way. Plain boo-boo the fool about that isn't going to help change the situation. Acting like this person don't have the kind of effect that they clearly do because of all the unnecessary adversity that's happening here that you need to grow out of, but for whatever reason, clinging to this energy isn't going to make what they do any less powerful. The only thing that will is realizing, even in the shadows, you have divine protection. You have an abundant amount of wealth that has your name on it and no one else's. See, they can't take your power. They can't really tap into your wealth. But by making you think that you're less, you don't achieve the things you need to, and they're able to get ahead. And that's what this person's after. I don't care if it's baby mama drama. I don't care if it's frenemies, family, whatever it is. There's something in this divine masculine. And I'm speaking as if, I'm talking directly to that masculine because I know y'all watch these readings. There's something in you. And if you're cross-watching something in your person or whatever that is powerful, and this individual doesn't want that to unlock because they don't want them too far out of their grasp. I need you to be where I can still tap into your energy. I need you to be where I can make you feel like shit so I feel great. And there's a lot of sneaky, snaky stuff going on behind the scenes, and it needs to be purified. This masculine needs to accept transformation. Monstrosity represents both transformation and purification. Somebody has to be cut away, cut out their life, set boundaries, whatever it may look like for them. It's a collective reading. There's a lot of situations trying to channel, and I want to keep it as open for you guys as possible so everyone can get what they need from this. But there are very key specific messages trying to channel in right now. So if y'all feel moved to book a personal reading for this energy, I could understand that. But I got to keep it open for all who come across it because this is meant for a collective. Whether this be a situation that you feel obligated to take care of, even though instincts is saying, hey, it's blocking your blessings. A guardian is trying to tell you this, I'm protecting you from this. That's why I keep creating conflict with this person. That's why I keep making it where you can't stand being in the same room as them because this energy is no good. Bounce. And you keep going back. Well, that's your free will. And as long as your free will plays into their little tricks and their little hands, guess what? They're going to affect your energy. And yes, by all means, they can also affect your luck because you're giving them access to. So that's what we mean when we say other people's energies can manipulate you. Or can, it's all based off of what you're allowing. There is a part of the consciousness that's allowing this. Or even if you say to yourself, I'm not allowing it, you believe you can't get ahead. You believe, oh, I'm always going to have to tolerate this person. Let's say they're the mother or father of a child. Oh, I always got to put up with them. No, you don't. No, you don't. There's a way. There's a way around it. Oh, well, they're family. You can't turn your back on family, but they're poisoning you with the venomous words that they say. They get in the way of successful ideas. I would not be shocked if this person has ruined events for this individual or just created drama, like went somewhere, said some things they shouldn't have said, and it sparked a drama. And here comes this adversity, and the masculine's like, where the hell's all this? Why is everybody on me? That person right there. And for some of you, it is effeminate. For some of you, it is effeminate. We have ally. This feminine likes this feminine, or again, for some of you could also be a masculine energy, likes to create burdens and situations so that the support that you really need that wants to come in can't seem to come in towards you. And here's the crazy part. For some of these masculines, this is their divine feminine. The divine feminine is sending supportive energy or being supportive verbally, however you're going about it. Mentally, because a lot of this I can't seem to fix it energy is in the masculine's head, and it's getting in the way of the heart being able to communicate what it really wants to, right? We see all this purple, and it looks like she's in a fog, and like the fog is trying to clear, and she's trying to see through the fog to see the masculine, who's in between the two. This monstrosity energy. This could also be, again, the masculine's energy, something that they need to transform, something they need to purify within themselves, and they haven't done it, and it creates these issues. But I also feel like this could be not only your spirit team, but like just individuals who try to support you, who try to be helpful. They're getting either pushed away or they can't really see clearly because there's so much confusion and adversity in the air. The boat, this is actually looking like a boat to me. Sometimes it looks like something else, but it's looking like a boat to me right now. It's like this person's energy is like, I'm ready to get in the boat and head over and be of assistance, but I'm being told by my guides that I can't move until this person decides to release all of this energy right here, or says, hey, I want to release this and I'm going to do what's necessary to take action towards that. As long as it keeps clinging to this, it's going to be hard. So for those of you masculines that are like, why can't I be with my divine feminine yet? Stop thinking it's just like a cosmic hell joke being played on you. There are things around you that you need to do. And the moment you start doing it, doors open. This is non-debatable, non-negotiable. Spirit's not here to argue with you. The divine's not here to argue with you about it. So therefore, I'm not going to argue with you about it. You know what you need to do. If this is your masculine, best believe they're getting intuitive downloads, but they're ignoring them. Either because A, they want to do things their way and think that it's going to bear a good result, and it hasn't thus far, or they're falling for this person's manipulations, even though their instinct is telling them something ain't right. They're doing some sneaky-ish in the shadows. Support's trying to come in, but this person is... Another thing I feel like they're doing, by bugging them, with whatever they're bugging them with, it makes it where they really don't want to deal with no one else. So it's like when somebody else, family, friend, lover, tries to be supportive, they don't even want to deal with that because all they can think of is, oh, this is going to be a pain in the ass. No, actually, it will help your ass. We're going to keep it a bug. We're going to keep it blunt. My chain keeps trying to wrap around my thumb ring. Somebody keeps trying to keep someone chained. Keep them stuck in the same space. But everything that the masculine is accepting is in the mind. You see these, like, I call them parasite monsters. See these like parasite monsters floating around. Here's that toxic green again. Look at all the green. Matters of the heart. Matters of expression and creativity. So this masculine could be getting a lot of headaches or feeling lightheaded at times. A tightness in the chest, but they don't have heart problems, so it doesn't even make sense. They're not unhealthy, but this is affecting their health. We have the brain looks like the water's being toxified and like it's getting unsubmerged. On one hand, it looks like it's submerging. On the other hand, it looks like something's clearing away the water. But then we have these little like monster parasites here, which is going to feed on that joint either the moment it's fully submerged or the moment the water's gone. It's already feeding on it. So it's like this person is feeding on their energy and like taking chunks. So if the masculine can't focus, like they're in the middle of talking to you and then the brain just spaces out. They get these headaches, light sensitivity. They don't have a history of migraines. Chest is getting tight, very fogged. But the thing is, when they get foggy now, some people get foggy mind, they just forget. When this person gets kind of foggy, they turn toxic or they turn to a toxic thing like drugs. So this could be someone getting high right now. And not just weed. Like this is someone like I need to maybe drink or some type of I'm seeing different narcotics like on a table, but it's ones for each person that's channeling right now. Somebody uses getting high to try to distract from this energy, but all it does is encourage it. It just creates, those parasites that are feeding off of that. You know when they say, what's your poison? What are you feeding? What poison are you taking to feed the energy that's doing you dirty right now? In the midst of complaining that energy is doing you dirty. Something wants to shine a light. Something wants to break down this darkness here. That's what the dragon is representing right now. This is saying two things. Either you're going to surrender to this energy, or you're going to surrender to purifying it. So either you're surrendering to the transformation that needs to happen, or you're surrendering to the monstrosity having its effect. But something's got to give here. Masculine, something's got to give. That's what I'm hearing. Either you're surrendering to the solution or you're surrendering to the problem. But only you can decide. Your guardians and guides can send you messages. Some of these things are in the hidden, like happening behind the back, or divine feminine. If you're watching, this could be what's happening with your masculine that you're not being made aware of by them. You feel it in the energy though, because you're the support team. You're feeling it just like a healer feels when, somebody needs healing. Like you're feeling that energy. I'm hearing another word. What's the other word I'm hearing, Spirit? I'm hearing intuition again. Intuition, intuition, intuition. It's like being said over and over again. Somebody's getting a lot of downloads. Maybe the person that's so supportive is actually like confirming, like when you talk to the masculine, there's a lot of resistance here because this card also represents resistance and surrender. Someone who's supportive could be telling this masculine, or maybe they watch readings and they're hearing the same message, like your intuition is telling you that there's something toxic around you. You either don't want to accept whom it is, what it is, or the place that the energy is coming from, but you're being told. These divine energies up here is saying, stop the madness, stop resisting. Are you resisting your growth and surrendering to your toxicity or this other person's toxicity? Yep. The undead. This is like getting the death card in the tarot. I'm not even going to use another deck. We're channeling enough with just these cards right here. This is also about purging, and I believe I said the word purge earlier. Purification and purge. Notice the direction that this death warrior is going, and this undead warrior is going right towards that monstrosity energy, be it within the divine masculine, or like I said, how it channeled in the beginning, an outside person doing sneaky things in the back. Light, look at how this is the protector energy, the abundant energy, and it's shining light down on this right here. But we have resistance from some in this group. We have surrender to the wrong things, like surrendering to a narcotic to get over the feeling instead of just doing what you need to do. Now we do have, again, it's all about the gradients and the colors here, these toxic greens, these dark blacks, right? We have a lot of greens here. We have the purple that, once again, intuition is trying to channel in, divine messages are trying to come in, allies, support team, spiritually, physically, mentally. Here we have, even though it's pitch black, we start to see that these grays are coming in, these whites are coming in. But this particular undead card, because they come in different colors, this particular one, it's here representing that what needs to be done is absolute. There's no if, there's no and, there's no maybe. Like I said, non-debatable, non-damn negotiable. You know that this energy needs to go, or that you don't need to participate in it. If this is your person, you know the same for them. You've been probably telling them, like, all right, I'm trying to tell you, this energy is no good. It's going to land you in messed up situations. You need to get out. It's not about projecting bad. It's about being honest. There is, this halo here, this illumination here, and this banner. I feel like, the undead card carries the banner of victory, even though most would say, well, it's the undead, it's death, it's rebirth. This particular here, I'm getting rebirth and purge, which confirms the needing to grow through the adversity, which means needing to what? Cut it loose, but cut it loose while staying centered, while staying in. You don't let your light snuff out. Don't keep letting this thing corrupt and put you more in your shadow than in your illuminescence. This masculine needs a lot of shadow work. Pretty much needs a lot of purifying and just overall cleansing in their system and divine protection. They have it, but any support that can be lent towards them energetically for it, without of course causing harm to the person, because like I said, there are physical supporting people who want to come in here. Could be family, could be the divine feminine. Spirit's only going to let them do but so much, because they can't end up also being corrupted by this energy just because this person doesn't want to get rid of it. So are you resisting the change? Are you resisting the rebirth and surrendering to the wrong? Or are you surrendering to the rebirth and the purification? To have two cards that represent a similar thing right on the deck, and the fact that, again, she's heading in her direction. Because this, on the undead card, this warrior always looks feminine, like a Joan of Arc. Like if Joan of Arc was in bones, that could mean something. Someone's name could be Joan. Joan of Arc could be like an energy for you. And look at that, the mystic. I'm done. And look at the colors. See the color theme here? There's a color theme. This is the masculine's intuition trying to talk to him or her, who, because sometimes masculine energy can come in feminine. This is that energy trying to say, get your ish together. You can be a divine feminine and still resonate with what you're seeing in this masculine reading, not just because of your inner masculine side, but because sometimes the side of us that is stubborn in this way is the masculine energy. They're so action oriented that they don't always necessarily think. They just kind of do. So if this is somebody wanting to control a situation when the divine and advice is trying to tell them otherwise and is creating more of a problem, it's their pride and ego that gets in the way. And those can be two of the strongest masculine energies. But I am seeing like full-fledged dudes going through some conflict with karmic family, friends, maybe an ex, a baby mama, maybe even somebody that they're putting up with because they feel obligated to for some reason. If it's not because of children, then it could be because they feel like they owe them something. Maybe when they did them wrong back, and they did it twice as hard, so they're like, shit, I gotta make up for that. You ain't got, no. Making up is you forgive the person for what they did, and you cut your ties while staying centered. I feel like they gotta be careful around this person because they're trying to encourage them to argue or fight. But the place that's blocked isn't necessarily, like when it comes to their heart, they know what their heart desires, they're just not acting on it. All of this cloudiness and fading and toxic thoughts here, they're not acting on what the heart desires, but they know what it wants. So like, let's say the heart desires the divine feminine. Let's say the heart desires support. All right, masculine, well, don't let pride and ego get in the way of you receiving that support when your own higher self, your own inner mystic is telling you, rise. Pull the energy that you need. Take your shot. Protect yourself where you need to. Stop letting this energy. Look, this mystic is defending itself against. Change my camera again. Look at that. And something about be careful what you speak. Be careful what you speak around this person. I don't care if they're masculine or feminine. See how the mouth is covered here, but the arm is ready to strike like they're ready to pow somebody if they have to. Be careful what you speak around this person. And to reinforce that, there's a mask here. They got a mask on and they're covering their mouth. They're being real mindful of what they speak. But they're also ready to strike to shut down anything this person may say that is a lie. I feel like that means gathering information. Mystics tend to gather information, gather energy. This is energy gathering. There's a divine masculine here that sometimes this card can represent believing your intuition is too right, so you're not open to suggestion. That's not what I'm getting really, even though yes, someone is telling them things and they're not quite, it's like they don't fully believe it. But it's not because they're resisting it because they think they're smarter per se. That's not what I'm getting from the vast majority. What I'm really getting here is they're just not listening to their own. So we got several cards here representing growth, purging, surrendering to the right things and not the wrong things. Be mindful of if you're resisting your blessings and divine protection because you're tolerating a toxic energy. And then we have this mystic energy coming in representing your intuition and feeling it, not just hearing it, but feeling it and trusting it and still being open to when those allies come in and they have other suggestions or other ways of supporting you. Because again, for some, this energy is a situation. Even if it's not a person, it's like a place or situation. Yeah, somebody wants to be like the divine protector to this masculine in the physical. Somebody just wants to come in and wave their hand and be like, let there be light, and light just shines in. I'm going to leave it there because I feel like we're just going to go in circles. I don't believe we need any other cards to clarify this message. I pray that it brought in more. Again, this is what's happening in the hidden. So divine feminine, if you're watching on behalf of your person, this could be what you were feeling, but you didn't have quite enough detail about. Masculines, a lot of this is what your instincts is already telling you. But maybe you just, again, wanted to believe some type of facade with this person. Maybe they got you believing that you don't really have blessings coming. You don't really have divine protection. And the divine wanted you to know, yes, you do. Nobody can falter that. But if they make you believe it enough, you become the person that impacts whether or not that energy can really assist you like it needs to. Are you seeing the signs and whatnot? So your decisions are your own. You are always responsible for your actions and reactions to personal and collective readings. Protection on your energy, protection on your person, whomever this may be to you. Peace, love, and light, beautiful souls.
Get your copy of Love Confession Cyber Edition. Link in bio. Cyber Edition. Link in bio.